If you're looking back at that young gentleman beginning his career, walking out of his home out of Miranda on the way into the city, or the branches, wherever he was going to be that day, after all these years and all this international experience, what advice would you give him now, Steve?
In terms of personal attributes, connect, engage with people that take your brain to a place you wouldn't take it. Right? Don't read the same stuff every day. Read opposing viewpoints. What often happens, and this is one of the benefits of your job, what often happens when you are in an industry, you network with people all in your industry. One of the powerful things at GE is you work with people from all sorts of industries. Yep. Aviation, NBC Universal, power generation, oil and gas, financials. And your brain was continually being opened. And you saw aspects of these businesses, I can take that and apply it here. Yep. So it's what I encourage people to do today is, you need to meet once a week. You need to go have lunch with someone who's not in your industry, or go have a coffee and meet with them and just talk about things that apply to both companies, people, leadership. Now, in your world, you get to speak with all sorts of different people from different industries, and you get to see things that others can't. Mm-hmm. So have that open mind, and I think that's absolutely critical. 2, authenticity. Be real to people, connect, engage, treat with the person at the door in the morning, or whether it's the Prime Minister. Treat them with respect, and if anything, the folks at the front line work harder at connecting and engaging with them and understanding what's in their world. 3, learn how to be, and I'm not good at this, but learn how to be a great communicator. As you move up in an organisation, and it's more so today than any other point in history. When I went through high school, I was more a physics, math, chemistry guy, right? And my English, I'm really quite an introvert, and so I had no experience at all talking publicly. I actually struggled one-on-one. So I went and joined Toastmasters, as crazy as that sounds. And I did that for 10 years till I moved to New York. I wouldn't say I enjoyed it, but boy, what a great development exercise that was. And it got me up on my feet, being able to think, and it changed me a lot. Have a think about how to engage and influence people. Communication is the tool you use there. Think about deliberately, in a methodical way, what are the messages you want to convey? What actions do you want these people to do? How do you want them to feel? And then change your delivery style to get that. And that last bit is the most important. Is this last thing I often tell my kids is context is worth 100 IQ points. When people in your business understand why you're doing something, why, rather than here's what I need you to do, everybody's smarter. And what often happens in our world today, and this has been exacerbated since during the internet era, understanding, my little algorithm is understanding equals facts plus context. Unless you have both, you don't have understanding.
Yeah, right.
And what often happens, you might get facts, you rarely get context, right? Sometimes you don't even get facts. We had the opposition announce a nuclear policy with no facts, right? Which I just sit on the sidelines thinking, wow, it may be a good idea, but I have no way to assess what you're thinking. I need some context and I need some facts. And so that approach never makes any sense to me. I'm not smart enough to get my head around that stuff. But so I think if you can do that, you're gonna have a good, happy life. And I'd go into healthcare in a heartbeat. Love healthcare. There's an industry in transition, massive amount of technology. You can play in all sorts of different skill sets. You can care for people. You get up every morning feeling awesome about helping people. Even if you're making a device that cleans ultrasound probes, you can't help but feel great. At Nanosonics, we know we protect 30 million people a year from cross-contamination. I feel great about that. If Cochlear, you're helping people the ability to hear. You got to. So find a company or an industry that's got a really strong purpose. There's going to be volatility, but work through it.